Richician.
Hey YouTube, Richician84 here, starting a more positive video, recording this a few moments after the trade rant video I did. This time I'm talking about my third ever Margate trip. I'm continuing talking about all those, considering that I don't have the videos from my 8 trips anymore, which sucks. This trip also happened in February 2012, 2 weeks right after the second one. So this time it's just simply to hang out with the guys and, pardon me, go to their locals again. Although, despite this, I was again more interested in seeing Emma and hoping I can get some moments with her to just talk about my feelings or our feelings. And just like the previous trip, I was just hoping there'd be a moment where we'd kiss. So we all decided to meet at the train station at 12 o'clock, although because I got into London quite early, I decided to turn up half an hour early and surprise everyone, and I did surprise some of them. I only surprised Ojama the Bomb, Emma and Neonexodus. Neonexodus wasn't impressed, that's for sure. But hey, at least I surprised someone. And then along the way was when we stopped off and tried to get that soft bird out of the arcade claw machine thing. Well, I say we, but I mean Ojama the Bomb. He was struggling with that. Then we met up with Mr. Sasuke Dragon, and then we went back to Emma's place and just traded and played Yu-Gi-Oh! Basically. And I had 4 games with Neonexodus, 2 where he used his own decks, 2 where he used a couple of my decks. And in the first game I used my Red Eyes Black Dragon deck against his Photon deck, and I was doing quite well. I was winning, I was on top, I dropped into pretty low life points, but then he top-decked Dark Hole and got rid of my board presence. Special summoned Photon Thrasher, he attacked, I activated Magic Cylinder and dropped him to 300. Problem was, I was dead drawing and then I scooped. All because of Dark Hole. Everything just changed. The second game was a little bit more of the same, and only it was a bit more even, but again I just wasn't drawing anything that could help, and I scooped again. Then in the second match was a Synchro Showdown. I used my Yusei character deck and he played his junk deck, and he was getting the best of me throughout the first half of the game, despite the fact that I had Stardust Dragon out. But he got out Brionac and Catasta, he bounced Stardust with Brionac, then played Heavy Storm while I had a couple of back rows, but one of them was Starlight Road, which I flipped over and brought Stardust Dragon back, which drove Liam mad, so he activated Brionac's effect again to bounce the Stardust Dragon, then took direct damage. And then I was just trying to do some plays to see what I could do, make things up as I went along. So I played tuning, grabbed Junk Synchron and milled Turbo Synchron, I think. Yeah. Normal summoned the Junk Synchron, revived the Turbo Synchron, special summoned Boost Warrior, I think. Yeah, and then Synchro summoned Formula Synchron to see if I could draw anything helpful off it, and I did. Monster Reborn. Yes, I know Yusei doesn't play Monster Reborn, but this was before I made it like a proper, pure character deck. That gave me an idea for an epic comeback. I played Monster Reborn and brought back his TG Striker, sacrificed it to special summon Turret Warrior, synchro summoned Stardust Dragon again, and then made Shooting Star Dragon and attacked and destroyed Brianak. And Neo was stuck behind Shooting Star Dragon for a few turns until he synchro summoned Richician and just outright banished it. Nightmare. I don't remember much about Game 2, apart from the fact that I lost. And then we played a couple of character deck duels. In the first one, he used my Yusei deck this time, and I played Yuma, but it wasn't a great showing, to be honest. I think we're just drawing into a few too many situational cards, which made it hard to play, although I did get a couple of exceeds out in one game, but I was able to win the match. Next one was, he used my Yugi deck and I played my Sly Hido deck. Sly Hido, for those who don't know, is the protagonist of the fan-made series on YouTube called Card Heroes. It was a brilliant series. I was able to win because I had more consistent plays, along with the fact that he did kind of make one mistake in one of the games, which was play Monster Reborn, revive something, I think it was Dark Magician, and crush it into one of my 2500 B6, then play Premature Burial to bring it back. But now, obviously there wouldn't have been anything wrong with that if it wasn't for the fact that I had an Ocean on the field which was left untouched, and Stratos in grey. So come my turn, I used Ocean to bounce Stratos to my hand, then normal summoned Stratos and popped the Premature Burial. Obviously if Monster Reborn and Prem were played in the opposite way round, he would have been in a stronger position. Never mind, it was still fun for everyone. Now, I don't know if this was later on or the following evening, but we watched Dead Silence with Emma. A very scary and creepy film, that's for sure. And then I also remember that night, before I went to sleep, Emma actually came into my room to say goodnight and give me a hug. This was a perfect opportunity for me to actually try and kiss her. Like I said, I wanted to so bad because we fancied each other a lot back then. But I kind of got nervous and felt really hesitant, so rather than kiss her lips, I kissed her cheek, and it was something she just smiled at before going to sleep. And the following day, not too many things happened. I know me, Emma, and Liam, Neon Exodus, who turned up quite early in the morning, did watch Tom and Jerry, and I remember laughing at something, and my laugh made Neon Exodus laugh, as my laugh does. it's just infectious. It sets anyone off. And then later on, Emma showed me the garden, talked to her a bit, and then hugged. This would have been another perfect opportunity for us to kiss, but we didn't. I guess because of nerves. And then we watched a couple of other movies later on, like when Scapegoat User and Mr. Sasuke Dragon and Avril arrived. So there was more Yu-Gi-Oh playing, and we watched Final Destination 4 and Horrible Bosses. And I also remember having a game with Neon Exodus where I played Legendary Hero and he played as Chaos Zombies and filmed it, but I didn't upload it because there was apparently a mistake that messed up the game state, and I don't remember what it was. It's something I'm curious about. Shame really, because it was a pretty epic match. And we also had dumplings with something for dinner. The following day was tournament day, so we went off to the tournament, and this time we were allowed to film our games. But I only filmed 3 out of 5 matches. And I remember the first match was against Matt Flannery, playing Nordics. Despite low-key giving me trouble in one game, I was able to overcome it with either Gungnir or Rainbow Neos. I feel like it was Gungnir. Don't remember much else, but I won that 2-0. Then I faced off against Jay Pierce, who was one of their best players. He was playing Chaos Dragons. Don't remember too much, apart from it being a pretty even game. So even, in fact, that it went to a 3rd game where he won. Round 3 was against this Blackwing player, Steve. I feel like there were similar cards in this deck to what Shieldwing David plays. He wasn't playing anything like Marshmallow or Spirit Reaper or anything, but he did have Scrap Iron Scarecrow, which slowed me down, despite the fact that I had Dark Paladin and Great Tornado on the field, but I was able to push through and win the match. Round 4 was against George from Team Chaos Sandwich. I'm pretty sure the guy's name was George. It's been so long. We are talking 10 years, bear in mind. The previous time I faced him, he played Karakuris. This time he was using Psychics. But I didn't do very well in game 1, I remember, especially since the Churia Beast hit the field. An old arch nemesis of mine, which I fucking hate even to this day. So I sided in my Super Poly to specifically counter the Naturia Beast, only the Naturia Beast didn't hit the field this time. Instead, I got fucked over by Richician. Kind of a reoccurring theme in this trip. And then in the 5th and final round, I played against another Chaos Dragon player, and I would have won game 1 if it wasn't for Gauze. Because I know I had Rainbow Neos out and something else, but I attacked with Rainbow Neos, Gauze was dropped, my other monster couldn't beat over Gauze or the token, and I vaguely remember Caius hitting the field and getting rid of Rainbow Neos. pretty sure that's right. And I lost game 1. But game 2 was a different story. Despite the plays the guy made, I got out Rainbow Neos again and spun basically whatever he had, like every single turn. Like he just wasn't. He just didn't seem to get anything that could get around Rainbow Neos. So I took game 2. At game 3, he just played better and won. So I ended up doing the exact opposite as the previous time. The previous time I went 3 wins, 2 losses. This time it was 2 wins and 3 losses. Pity really, but could have been worse. Then we went back to Avril's place for dinner. Don't remember what she cooks, but it was great. And then me and Mr. Sosuke Dragon walked back to Emma's place, and then me, him, Neonexus and Ojama the Bomb did a quadruple tournament report. If I remember, I'll link that report in the description down below. If you're interested in seeing a 10-year-old tournament report. Then the next day was the day I had to go, unfortunately. But I had a few more games. I had a Red Eyes mirror match with Neonexus, which I was able to win. Then we had another game where I played my Yusei deck. He used something else, but I lost badly. And I even had another game with Emma, and I'm pretty sure she used the Blue Eyes Chaos Dragon deck again, and she beat me pretty easily. And I also faced Scapegoat user using Naturias. This was such an annoying match. Basically, Naturia Bamboo Shoot, Fossil Diner, and Backrow just stopped me from being able to play. It was so annoying. Yeah, for those who don't know, I absolutely fucking hate Naturias, because Bamboo Shoot and Beast just make it a lockdown deck. That's all it is. It's just one of those decks that just says you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's said that the deck doesn't work. Bullshit. And yeah, that was basically the trip in a nutshell. I remember being particularly sad to go, especially since I wanted to see more of Emma and have time alone with her and try and build up more to our relationship. But we just didn't have enough time, I guess. And yeah, if you're wondering why it took about a decade for me and her to get together, well, that's a story for another time. But yeah, at some point between the 3rd and the 4th trip, stuff happened which basically stopped us from getting together sooner. I don't know if it'll be talked about at all in another video. I'm still thinking about doing a video talking about how me and Emma met and got together, and having her in the video as well. I don't know if it'll happen though. Now, it is something she feels deeply about, and there are some things that we don't really want to mention on camera. I'm sure we'll find a way to talk about it somehow. Other than that, that's the 3rd trip in a nutshell. And next time I'll talk about the 4th trip, the trip involving the Margate WCQ. So yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this blog fond memory video thing. If you did, leave a like and a comment, share and subscribe if you haven't subbed already. Stay safe and I'll catch you guys later. See ya. Pardon me. Thank you very much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Richician YouTube channel.